So today I am going to explain how to solve an assignment problem. This is an assignment problem. Here there are 4 jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 4 assignees, means 4 people who can do these jobs, and these are the costs: 9278643755818769 These are the costs. For example, if person number 2 is given job number 4, that person if person number 2 does job number 4, then the cost to us will be 7, and so on. Okay, so to solve this problem, the first step is that we have to subtract the row minimum from each row. Row minimum means the number which is the minimum number from each row. For example, in this row, in the first row, the minimum number is 2. So therefore 2. Here in this row, 6, 4, 3, 7 are the numbers. 3 is the minimum number. And here 5, 8, 1, 8 are the numbers, and 1 is the least number, smallest number. And 7, 6, 9, 4 are the numbers here, and 4 is the smallest number. So the first step is that this smallest number for each row will be subtracted from each element of that row. So for example, this 2 will be subtracted from 9, 2, 7, 8, 1 by 1. So for example, 9, if you subtract from 9, if you subtract 2, you will be left with 7. From from 2, if we subtract 2, we are left with 0. From 6, if we subtract 3, we are left with 3, and so on. So now we have done this exercise where we have subtracted the row minimum from each element from that row, and we get this matrix. Now the next step is to do the same thing for the column wise, to do the same thing column wise. So right now we have this matrix, and in this matrix we will find for each column the smallest number, and then we will subtract that smallest number from each element. So let's try to see which is the smallest element. So here 7343, so 3 is the smallest number. 0172, 0 is the smallest number. 5005, 0 is the smallest number. 6470, 0 is the smallest number. So now we will subtract. For example, we will subtract this 3 from 7, 3, 4, 3. So 7 minus 3 becomes 4, and so on. So now we obtain this matrix. Here all the numbers are 0, so in these columns there will be no change, but this will be changed. Now we have got this matrix, and now we will try to allocate. Now the the rule is that we will try to allocate. We will go row by row. We can also go column by column, but here we will go row by row. And for each row, if there is only single 0, we will do the allocation. Allocation means we will say that this particular 0 represents the allocation, which means that person number 1 is going to do job number 2, and so on. So here we will say that because in this row 4056 there is only 1 0, so we will do the allocation. Now once we do allocation, we will now we are not going to consider any other allocation for that row and that column. So we can we can cut this, because only one person can do only one job, that is why. Now in the second row there are two zeros, so we cannot do the allocation right now. We will not do the allocation. Now we will check in the third row. In the third row there is only one zero, so we will do the allocation, and then we will delete all other elements from that row and column. Now in the fourth row we have two zeros, so we cannot do the allocation right now. But now we will go again back to row number 3, and now we are left with only this zero, because this zero has been cancelled off. So we will do this allocation, and now we will delete all other zeros, all other numbers from this row, and now we are left with only this zero. So now our allocation is finally this allocation. So the total cost is 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 equal to 30. So once we have identified zeros here, these locations are first row, second column, second row, first column, third row, third column, and fourth row, fourth column. Now once we identify these locations, we kind of go to the original matrix, this original matrix, and then we highlight those locations. So here it was 1 comma 2, therefore this one. Here it was 2 comma 1, therefore this one. Here it was 3 comma 3, therefore this one. And here it is 4 comma 4, therefore this one. So now we have successfully done the allocation, and our total cost is 30.